Batmobile in Cat and Mouse.
A little old lady and a Formula One driver do battle on the racetrack.
Put your foot down, love.
The Radical takes on the Porsche 911 Turbo. It's fat cats versus small fries.
And I try my hand at motocross. Not racing him.
In the World Series so far, the Japanese have been the star performers, picking up 3 wins on the trot. But Great Britain has had 2 non-finishes in its last 2 events and really needs a first place to grab some much-needed points. This is how the leaderboard looks. Japan lead by 2 over Germany, with Great Britain in 3rd. Now, all good cars should be able to travel long distances on their wheels. I mean, even the bad ones should be able to do that. But for this event, we're going to turn the competition on its head. Yes, that's right. The only distance we're interested in now is how far a vehicle can travel on its roof. Let's meet the vehicles that will attempt to slide their way to glory.
A Fiesta, a Golf and a Micra. First away is Germany in the Mark I Golf. The Golf is Volkswagen's best-selling badge with more than 24 million built, and of course was the predecessor to the GTI, spawning the era of the hot hatch and turning the fortunes of Volkswagen around. It's a different kind of turn we're looking for today, though. A nice 180-degree barrel roll will do the trick as the Golf approaches the ramp. Oh, and that's a pretty good attempt from Germany. The stunt team only gets 1 shot at this, and if you're too fast, you run the danger of over-rotating and rolling rather than just flipping onto your roof and sliding. So a good attempt by the Germans, just beyond the 30-metre mark. It's Japan's turn now. They've selected the Nissan Micra. It was introduced to take on Honda's successful City, and it doesn't pack much of a punch at just 1.2 litres, but it'll be enough to launch it off this ramp. Attempts. This is going to be very close. If we use our simulcam technology, we can see exactly which car has travelled the greatest distance. It's close, but Japan just has the advantage. So now to Great Britain, and it's the Mark I Fiesta, an award-winning car which also set a European production record. In 1982, it had been the best-selling car in its class in Britain and Germany since its launch. And launch is what it needs to do now. Great Britain chasing some much-needed points. Oh no, that's disastrous for Great Britain. He's overcooked it and completely over-rotated, and because he didn't slide on his roof, that won't count. Great Britain has blown it again. So what went wrong? Let's take a look. If we compare it with Japan, you can see that the Fiesta is faster onto the ramp, and that causes it to get flung just a bit too hard. What an absolute disaster for Great Britain. That really has cost them. So once again, it's Japan literally on a roll, taking maximum points in its 4th straight event. Germany pick up their 5th second place, but Great Britain have rolled over and died with this, their 4th last place in a row. So this is how the overall leaderboard looks. It's Great Britain trailing Germany, and on top it's Japan 3 points clear.
My name is Faisal Ahmed. I'm a Muslim cleric at the Jamia Mosque in Bedford, and today I'm going to be leaving some skid marks.
Yes, it's holy smoke. That time when you get to see how members of Britain's religious communities cope, driving fast and dangerous around the track. Faisal is 6 months into an 8-year scholarship. He prays 5 times a day, every day, and believes that regardless of what religion we are all God's creation and should respect one another, although we may differ in faith. He has no points on his license yet, but he only passed his test 3 months ago. Difficult to believe when he can flog it around like this. He says he learned and passed in just 29 days. Well, keep burning that rubber, holy man.
Assalamu alaikum.
Love it, Faisal.
In the world of high-performance sports cars, you've got your big boys, your BMW M Series, your Porsches, your Vipers, and your Lamborghinis.
And we've got the little boys, the Marcos, the Caterham, the Noble, and the Radical.
Together, these guys are the cream of the crop, the top trumps, the Premier League.
But the question is, which are the best, the Fat Cats or the Small Fries?
After 6 events, the overall score is 4-2. This time the Fat Cats put up the Porsche 911 Turbo while the Small Fries played the Radical SR4. First up, the Porsche.
Remember the Porsche 911 Turbo? Well, where do you start with the 911? All our Fat Cats are, of course, great cars, but this is the #1 for performance. It all started in Austria just after the war. Ferry Porsche, whose dad Ferdinand had designed the Beetle, got the family business back up and running by building a Porsche 356. Now, he borrowed some parts from the Beetle, so it's amazing to think that this 90 grand sports car can trace its origins all the way back to the humble bug. They went from the 356 to the 911 in just 3 generations. Ferdy's grandson, Butzi Porsche, unveiled the 911 in 1963, and it's been a supremely engineered world beater ever since. Winning awards, races and plaudits for 40 years, it's the sports car every young Turk wants on their front drive.
And what of the Radical? This Small Fry is the road-going sports car you can drive to Tesco's and then straight onto the racetrack at Silverstone.
This car seems to bend the laws of physics. It's ultra-light and it has a tiny 1200cc motorbike engine. But it goes like stink. It's mental. That's what this car should be called, the mental.
Stripped down and honed, the SR4 has new streamlined aerodynamics and a monumental rear wing to give it go-kart-like responses. Ultra quick and ultra stylish, the Radical SR4 is a true feat of engineering and truly a great British sports car.
Oh great, let's see, shall we?
Because it's time to pit them up against each other. So the challenge, and it's very straightforward, which of these 2 cars can get around the track in the shortest possible time? 2 bends, 2 1-mile straights. It's going to be fast and it's going to be furious. The man in the hot seat is, as always, top test driver Duncan Gray. He'll be pushing each car to the limit, and logging experts Pyre Research will be measuring the results. First up then, the Porsche. 1 lap. This 996 goes 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, so there's no hanging around from the off. It's a 2-mile circuit, this, remember, and top speed is a factor here. But also acceleration, and most importantly, for around the 180-degree bends, some good grip as well. Right, coming up to the top bend now. 4-wheel drive this, of course, and if the back starts to slide, the car feeds the power to the front wheels. Not that Duncan will need the safety net, of course, there. Oh, and very neat, and hammered down again as he takes it back up to speed down the 2nd straight. He was very quick round that corner, 70 miles an hour, his slowest, even at the tightest part of the bend, and he's already way back up in the hundreds now. This is the 90 grand, 450 brake horsepower version, the 3.6 litre twin turbocharged flat 6 engine, giving top speed of 200 miles an hour, near as damn it. Coming up to the final bend now. On go the ceramic composite brakes. Keep the power on as hard as he dared, then flying out again. One last mad sprint up the final part of the straight. Here's the finish line. And over he goes, a time of 1:16.1 for 2 miles. That is going to be tough to beat.
Now the Radical. What a car this is. All it's got under the bonnet is 195 piddling horsepower. It shouldn't remotely be in the same league as the monster engine Porsches and Lamborghinis of this world, but look at it go. It's a flat-nosed, flying whippet of a car. Brash, brutish and very, very noisy. But it carries absolutely no weight, just 450 kilos, 4 times lighter than a Lamborghini. And whatever weight there is packed low to the ground, hence the cornering. Now watch this, look at how it takes the bend here, sitting very low, very high. Downforce means it can take it far tighter than the Porsche and go that much quicker. 80 miles an hour, its lowest speed around the bend. That's 10 miles an hour faster than the Porsche. And Duncan builds it right back up along the straight. Everything non-essential has been stripped out of this car, and the whole thing has been put together in the lightest weight materials, with aerodynamics the #1 consideration. Coming out of the final bend, 1:16.1 was the Porsche's time. The Radical's still got the final dash for the line to do it. Its time coming up now is 1:19.3, a good 3 seconds slower than the Porsche. The Fat Cat wins.
So what did the Porsche have that the Radical didn't? Putting the two together, you can see the Radical got a much tighter line around the corners, but on the long straights, it just couldn't compete. Look at the Porsche. Its top speed some 20 miles an hour faster than the Radical. It won it on straight line speed.
Which leaves the scoreboard looking like this. Next time, the Fat Cats need to win the final event to level the series.
Speeding results in the deaths of over 1,000 people every year. And apparently, the law states that if you're caught doing 30 miles per hour over the speed limit, you receive an automatic ban. But is that true? Or is it false?
This is Perry McCarthy, a former Formula One driver that has a CV as long as the M1. He's been driving competitively for over 20 years. And this is Jackie Avey. She's 77, and she's been driving for twice as long as Perry. Her racing CV is non-existent, bar 1 or 2 egg and spoon races at the local church fete, which she lost. Add 1 Nissan 350Z, a V6 2-door sports car, the kind you'd expect a man who likes speed to drive. Then into the mix throw a dollop of VW Polo with a whopping 1 litre of power. Turn up the heat, ask the question, who would be faster? A grandmother in a sports car or an F1 driver in a granny's car? Now, to make this a fair fight, Perry's first challenge is to teach Jackie how to drive fast. Reaching speeds in excess of 90 miles an hour, this is the fastest Jackie has ever been in a car.
Tell me if you get worried. We're not going up to anywhere near full speed.
I'm not getting worried from you. I'm just knowing that I'm not going to drive that fast. I don't think I can. But we'll see.
I'm going to put you in the car in a second. You can drive me around and you can scare me back.
I won't scare you, I promise.
No, I think you will.
Then it's time to show her the right lines and where to brake.
Keep it rolling. Good. That's really good.
Starting out slowly, he'll gradually increase the speed until this granny is practically flying.
Oh,
There's no problem. You got a little bit of a slide going there, which is great. Controlled it well. Go, 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 go. We're going to get up to 4th gear this time, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now?
Take 4th now. Nice change. Good. Okay. Keep it going. Okay, brake hard. Keep your foot in. That's good. This is much, much better.
No, this is where I want to know where to go round now.
Okay, don't turn in yet. Brake. Now turn in. Off the brake. Off the brake. Now hit the accelerator hard. And let's go.
And so, with some expert coaching, Jackie has managed to consistently improve her lap times. Join us later in the show to see what happens when they go head-to-head.
I've just got to keep the thing rocking and rolling as fast as possible, launch it into the corners and just hopefully control it on the slide. It's going to be close.
Dagenham Dave. Top tips on buying and selling from the man in the know.
I can assure you, my son, I do not need double glazing. Hello there, here's a tip for you. If you buy a car from outside somebody's house, actually go into the house, because a lot of dodgy dealers like to sell cars from houses where people are away on holiday. Top tip for you there. Dagenham Dave? Never heard of him.
We told you that if you drive at 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, you receive an automatic ban. Is that true or false? The answer is it's false. No speed results in an automatic ban. It's all dependent on the circumstances of the offence.
This is the VROOM-VROOM testing centre, a place that strikes fear into the hearts of even the hardiest of car manufacturers. Honda have an army of nerdy, obsessive engineers with a reputation for turning out brilliantly made cars that last forever.
But with this next car, not only have they taken on the challenge of making a six-seater to rival Fiat's Multipla, they're trying to make it sexy too.
This is the Honda FR-V. It's been bundled together in a package that looks more like a hot hatch than the back end of a small Fiat bus. It's powered by a brilliant diesel engine that ought to convert even the most die-hard petrol heads, and it can be yours from just a little over £17,000. But how will it fare in the Vroom Vroom test drive? First, it's make-up on the move. This glorious stretch of land is a suspension's nightmare. Designed to batter the springs and shocks into submission, it provides the perfect surface for our first practical test.
Now, the suspension you see on the FR-V is very good. Considering it's a barge of a car, it's riding these substantial bumps really quite easily.
Emma only has 5 minutes to put on her makeup. And take note, we've been told to warn you, you shouldn't try it yourself. It could be extremely dangerous. And for a big family bus, the FR-V doesn't roll around too much. It all stays pretty level. But will our test results tell a different story? It is one of the toughest tests by far, and not many make the grade. But although it's not perfect, it's a better job than most. The Honda FR-V scrapes through for a pass. Now, the in-car entertainment.
Now, there are enough seats in this FR-V to host a small party, but no party is complete without entertainment. This is what the Honda is packing.
The CD player comes as standard, but you can have a multi-changer if you want, and it's got 4 40-watt speakers. The stereo is turned up to the point where it's just about distorting. One window, and only one window, is wound down, and then it's all ears to the ground.
Here we go. Nice bass for a MPV. Still there. It's going. Yeah, that's gone. So, the Honda FR-V is well short of the pass line, so sadly, it's a fail.
So it's 1 pass and 1 fail so far for the Honda FR-V. More tests to come.
Just another Sunday in one of Britain's many sleepy suburbs. A day when one man sets off in his trusty vehicle, a man who likes nothing more than a happy day's motoring. He has the most annoying driving habits on the planet. Wreaking havoc on the nation's roads, he is Gordon McIver, Sunday driver. This week, Gordon will be performing the well-practiced technique of not saying thank you. Possibly the most irksome thing one driver can do to another. Gordon is a past master at this. No matter how kindly you let him through, our Gordon will breeze ahead with nary a friendly wave or a nod. Don't you just love him?
It's time. Formula One driver Perry McCarthy versus 77-year-old granny Jackie Avey. She's had her coaching, now the event. Both of them will do 3 flying laps. Now, we didn't want to put a little old lady through the stress of actually fighting for track space with another car, so we got them to do their runs separately, and we've used simulcam technology to digitally put both cars on the track together. Let's see how they get on. And they're off and running. Remember, it's 3 flying laps, and because these are flying laps, Granny in the blue car has the early advantage as she'll be crossing the start line with a much greater top speed. And look at her go, she is flying. Perry's going to have to use his brakes as little as possible to maintain speed, as the Polo has next to no acceleration. And he shot into that corner, taking it wide to keep up that speed. Into and around the chicane, she's really giving it some welly here. All that advice definitely paying off. She's lost a little bit through the corners, but Jackie should be faster in the straight line. Here comes Perry now. And oh no! Jackie's braking too early, and they're neck and neck through the hairpin. Perry sneaks ahead, but remember, this is 1 litre of power up against 3.5. And look at Granny go now. She's faster in lap 1 by just under 0.2 of a second. This is a race. Granny then going well, but here's Perry is thrashing the Polo to within an inch of its miserable little life. Perry very sharp on the gear changes. Through the corners goes our careful Granny. Can she hang on to her ever so slight advantage for lap 2? Here comes Perry though. He's absolutely pushing the Polo to the limit, and once again he nails Granny on the right-hander. It's here under brakes that Perry makes up so much time, but the straight is Granny's best bit. And go on, girl. She's well behind, but not out of it. Just shy of a second, but here she comes, flying down that straight again. Has she got enough straight left to pull back the lead for the last lap? She has! Look at her go! Now Perry is out wide, turning hard, but oh no, Jackie's just gone too wide now. Look at the determination of our F1 driver. Can Jackie use her speed to pull it back when she gets onto the straight again? Perry launches the Polo into the second last corner. So does Jackie. Ooh, look at that slide. Granny hanging the back end out there. Perry driving into the last corner. Has Jackie left it too late though? She's going to have to throw in the best corner she's ever done. But no, Perry crosses the finish line and Granny pulls in some 3.5 seconds behind. A great effort, and she can take some pride in the fact that she was fast around the track in lap 1, and without doubt, this was the drive of her life. Quite clearly, she was feeling the effects of the adrenaline-fueled frenzy, but she loved every minute of it.
Okay.
We had it done actually.
Just last week. Thank you for offering.
Good. Very good it was too.
The person I'm about to meet got a taste for speed on one of these, unlike me, before graduating to one of these and finally moving on to something a lot faster. It's Maximilian Cooper, founder of the world-famous Gumball Rally. Max.
Hello,
Lucy Rogers.
Nice
How are you doing?
How are you?
Very well, how are you doing?
Very good. A little bit late though, so we're gonna head to work, yeah?
Oh, all right then. Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That is one cool bike.
Now let's face it, if he goes to work on a gold-plated £20,000 1983 Hutch BMX, the chances are I'd be seeing some serious machinery.
I could get the hang of this BMXing. Although this hasn't got any brakes, which isn't brilliant.
So this is the HQ.
Is this Gumball Towers?
Well, it's one of them. It was the first actual Gumball office.
So you
started here in 1998, so I actually used to live here.
So I bet you've got some pretty flash cars.
I got a few.
Come on, show me.
We got a couple here.
This is a rather sexy-looking motor, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a Daytona Le Mans.
And that is one pretty-looking engine.
It's 529 brake horsepower.
And it's a V6?
Ford V8, which has been converted by this company Roush that basically build engines for race cars and been slightly detuned to allow it to race on to drive on public roads. So,
Freudian slip. Race on public. Whoops. So should we take it for a drive?
Yeah, let's go for it.
And it talks to you as well. And you say it makes a beautiful roar.
Yeah, it does.
This car will top an incredible 207 miles per hour. And for a second, I thought we were on our way to hitting it.
It's a copy of the car that won the 1965 Le Mans?
Yeah, it was built by Carroll Shelby, who was like the best racing driver in America at the time. Designed by Peter Brock. They released it to take on all the Ferraris. It basically did just that.
So, do you mind me asking how much this little baby was?
About 100 grand.
Where did you get the money from?
This 3,000-mile car rally has spawned sort of 8 companies, really.
And so do you expect to make much profit on it?
Sadly, don't make any profit and actually don't even make enough on the entry fees to cover the cost of the event. To be honest, you'll make the money from selling 1 million t-shirts and the media rights, TV rights. And the thing people find quite amusing with me doing Gumball is that my mum has actually got a Morris Minor from her parents and she still has it.
But things are a little different in the Cooper household these days. One word, Lamborghini.
You do like your sports cars, and you like the Italian, don't you?
As I said, growing up with a Morris Minor, I'm going to go crazy if that's the only car I was ever in from the age of 0 to 18.
We've got to have a look at the engine. Can we have a quick butchers?
It's actually a mid-engine, really, this one is.
It's a beautiful looking engine.
Should be for 180 grand.
E12, 6.2 litre. Good grief.
Right.
But you've got something even more wild to show me next.
Yes.
So far I've seen 2 monster-engined supercars. What could possibly be next? Well, it's red, it's Italian, and it's a Fiat.
Max, this doesn't quite fit in with your other very flash racing cars.
Of course it fits in. It's another design classic. And surprisingly big inside, you know. Plenty of leg room. Same kind of thing as, you know, the VW Beetle. The original is a classic, in the same vein as this, really. They could run forever.
After his little red Fiat, Max treated me to a ride in another red icon. No, not that one. This one. The Ferrari 550 Le Mans is so called because it won the world's most famous 24-hour race in 2003. One of only 4 in existence, it completes Max's hat-trick of cars that'll hit 200 miles an hour.
Are those people taking photos of the car?
Yeah.
I think they were, weren't they? Wicked.
The only thing is about having cars like this, that people do think you're just some rich
And how fast have you got in this?
I got it to about 180, 90, something like that. So.
Wow. And whereabouts were you when you did that?
Through Croatia. They made it a public holiday for the Gumball. They created a postage stamp as a commemoration.
That's
I mean, they were so good.
With 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds and costing a cool £250,000 when new, you might be tempted to get ideas above your station.
This is fantastic.
Isn't it good?
Oh, it's brilliant. I want one.
But for now, I'll save the insurance premiums and enjoy Max's.
Quite nice, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Cheers, Max.
Despite the racier than average performance and looks, the Honda FR-V is actually designed to keep heart rates down. After all, you don't want Grandad in the back having another heart attack. You can probably expect more thrills and deciding where you're going to sit than anything else. But it's not up to me. We've got our own independent expert.
As you'd expect, a woman who looks this good is no pushover. She's not easily impressed. She likes it fast and furious when it comes to cars, and it's her and her alone that will decide whether this vehicle is thrilling. A strong engine and decent handling make the FR-V fun to drive, but you shouldn't seriously be expecting to pull in a car that proves you have an extended family at home.
You might find the most exciting thing the fact that it's got 6 seats.
Then again, you might not.
Brakes are good.
The FR-V's got plenty of power and it's quick off the mark, but while you won't win any traffic light drag races with supercars, you will against other dads in Vauxhall Saphiras. In a nutshell, it's a diesel people carrier, so it's no wonder Caroline hasn't got a smile on her face. The result for the FR-V will come as no surprise. Caroline reckons it doesn't have what it takes to thrill. 2 fails then. The pressure is on for test number 4. The FR-V's 2.2 litre engine generates 251 pound-foot of torque. What that basically means is it gets the Honda to 60 in 10.1 seconds. Of course that all sounds great, but what we need to know is, can it leave 8 or more objects on our tablecloth? And amazingly, for a squat-looking people carrier, that's a pass for the Honda. It's one of the cleanest executions we've seen. Even the wine bottle has stayed upright. And it's just the 2 glasses that fell. That's a much-needed result, so now it'll all be down to the 5th and final test.
This is a courier, a small diesel van used for delivering small packages around town. And this is a courier, a small human being used for delivering small packages around town. Who's quicker in a 100-metre sprint? Find out who wins later in the show.
You've heard the expression time is money. Well, not necessarily on this show. We've been trying to make this Vauxhall Astra estate progressively quicker throughout the series by spending a minimal amount of money. Thus far, we've had some success and some failures.
17.996 was the time for the Astra without modifications, and every quarter-mile time so far has been faster, except ironically the Go Faster stripes. Our overall improved time currently stands at 17.114. That's a gain of almost 0.9 of a second.
Now, all of the things we've done to this car, some have cost us money, some haven't. But today, we're going to add something that's free. It's all around us. It's in here. Lots of air. Take it away. Cheers, Mucker. £50 per square inch, all round, please.
We set ourselves a maximum of £150 per week for mods. We spent the full amount on a set of second-hand alloys and spent £145 on our aerodynamics. Other than those two things, we've not spent more than £100 per week. Now, you'd normally pay 20p for the use of compressed air at a service station, but seeing as though we've been charged hundreds to hire out the track for the day, they're letting us have the air for free, which is nice.
Okay, here I am on the start line, engine revving. I'm waiting for yellow, 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 yellow. I've got my tyres inflated. Up to 50 psi.
So why do we think overinflation might help us? Well, an overinflated tyre has less rubber touching the road, which means less friction and traction. Not so good for cornering or quick takeoffs, but in a straight line like this, it might just help our top-end speed. And look at that. I was sceptical, but that is our best time yet, a 16.894 and an improvement of just over 0.2. That is a brilliant result and will have done wonders for our dash for cash ratio. It was 59.52 per tenth of a second gain, but now it's down to 47.64. Get in.
We've got two couriers, one a Ford and the other a cycle. This Ford Courier is a 1.8-litre diesel engine designed to go long distances cheaply and reliably. And this Courier is much the same, except it doesn't rely on fossil fuels to drive its wheels. John averages about 70 miles a day on his bike and can quite happily truck along at 18 miles an hour. But which courier will be faster over 100 metres? And away they go. The van slow off the mark as he has to start the engine, and John takes the early lead. Now the Ford Courier has got some work to do. Will he be able to deliver the goods? The cycle Courier's pedal's going flat out. The Ford Courier's pedal flat to the floor. The Ford Courier's closing the gap. They're going at it hammer and tongs. It's neck and neck. But it's the cycle Courier who takes the honours. A victory for pedal power. Welcome to the Cat and Mouse Celebrity Driving Challenge, where each week a guest has to avoid the claws of our cat by using strategy and their skill behind the wheel. Now, the rules of the game are very simple. All they have to do is avoid this beast for as long as they possibly can. Believe me, it's easier said than done.
The best so far has been James Hewitt, who used his innate cunning to post a time of 1:33.84. He reigns supreme at the top of the leaderboard.
So, those are the times to beat. Now let's find out who this week's driver is.
It's Big Brother 4 contestant and brainiac science abuse presenter John Tickle. He has a proper job too, as a data strategy manager. He's 31, his first car was a Mini Metro, but he currently drives his company's Renault Laguna, clocking up 25,000 miles a year. Thanks to speeding tickets, he's got 6 points on his licence.
Now, John, we can't rely on the great British weather. You've obviously been out and walked the course. You're a bit on the damp side.
Yes.
Is the rain going to help or hinder you?
Well, it's definitely tricky conditions, but this, I hope, is going to be quite nimble, and that in the rain could be quite slow. So I reckon I've got a chance this morning.
Have you ever driven a furry car before?
No, and I'm a bit worried that it's an automatic, so I won't have the power that I'm really after, but it should be OK.
Well, look, very best of luck. You're going to need it.
So Mr. Tickle gets 3 attempts, and it's the combined time that counts. 1:33.84 or better will put him at the top of the leaderboard. Here's attempt number 1.
And we're off.
The cat's away. The mouse waits to see which way he goes. And there goes John. Oh, and the cat's absolutely flying. Did Tickle wait too long? He's staying in this bottom corner, making some nice tight turns, but the cat's peeled off to get a different line of attack. John looking very cool, very confident, but here comes the cat. He's right up behind him, and he's going to get him. Oh, no, he's just missed. Down to the bottom corner. Here he comes again. And wallop up the backside. Goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Damn!
23.68.
Oh, Mr. Tickle, you look like you really enjoyed that.
I did. It was all going so well, and then suddenly it hit me, and I'm not really sure where it came from, because there is no visibility out there. I think I just lost a bit of speed round that side of the course, and so he was able to catch up with me.
Yeah.
But I'll do better next time, promise.
He did a neat little kind of shifty through these two middle barriers.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, I was expecting him to follow me round. That's how he made up time then.
So any tactics you learned from the first one for the next one?
Yeah, I think I need to react further in front of him. So just give myself more time to do the manoeuvres that I'm planning, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, hoon it slightly earlier, I think.
Exactly, yes.
All right, best of luck, John.
Thank you very much.
Be good.
Cheers.
So 23.68 on the clock. Can he do better than that rather poor start? He waits to go. Here comes the cat flying at him again. Watch out, John! I should get a move on if I were you. The big cat sliding around in the wet and down into this corner. The Jag right on his tail now, and both cars are absolutely flying. Down to the other corner they go, and I think John's lost sight of him, and the cat's going to cut him off. John! Oh my goodness, what is he doing? He stopped, trying to find reverse, but he can't, and oh no, he's been nabbed. 47.88, he'll be disappointed at that.
Oh, that was a soft one.
If I was annoyed about the first run, I'm absolutely livid about that one.
What went wrong?
I just couldn't find reverse. It's an automatic, I just put it in where I thought it was, and that was neutral, so I wasn't going anywhere. If I could have just managed to pull it back and turn around again, it would have been fine.
You're giving me excuses, John. They're not good enough. You're better than this.
Listen, the first two runs, practice runs. This run, it's going to be on the money.
On the money, eh? We'll see. He's got a lot of work to do to get to the top of the leaderboard. Once again, waiting for the Jag to commit before he takes off. Ooh, and that's very tight. He's got to get a move on coming round the corner. He looks very slow. What's he playing at? Oh, the Jag's right up behind him, and yes, he nabs him. That's a 12-second run. Yes, a shocker.
Tickle. Oh. What on earth happened there? That was rubbish.
But I'm gonna got some good excuses for you this time, though. Oh.
Come on, what are your good excuses?
The problem with that run is that it just kind of lost speed through the corner. It's a front-wheel drive car. It understeers like a so once you lose the traction, that's it. So, yeah, I just got it completely wrong, didn't carry the speed through the corner, and then I was a sitting duck, really.
Oh, well, did you enjoy it?
I did, yes. I'm not going to enjoy watching it back, because my friends are going to crucify me, but it was good fun on the day, yeah.
And quite rightly so. All right, thanks, mate.
Thanks, Lisa.
So here are John's times, and that last run of his, the third worst we've seen. He knows he should have done better. His 59.88 has done nothing to upset the top of the table.
This week, in my ongoing mission to bring affordable motorsport to the masses, it's motocross. I've come to the Yamaha Motocross School in West Sussex, a place where even a raw novice like me can get on a bike for 150 quid and belt round one of the best dirt courses in Britain.
This is the track behind me. I'm about to go round and give it a go. It might be a bit more Eddie the Eagle than Mad Max, but we'll see how I get on.
My name's Barry. I'm going to give you guys a chance to have a go on some dirt bikes in a safe and controlled environment. There's no need to be too nervous. We've been doing this 15, 16 years now. Probably only had about 9 deaths, mainly from tea and coffee.
Before he was a bad comedian, Barry was a Grand Prix rider, competing at the top level in World Championship races, so I'm in good hands. His 9-year-old son Ryan is a veteran too. He's been on a bike since the age of 4. If I could keep up with him by the end of the day, I'd be happy. The ride of choice today was the 4-stroke 250cc bike.
They're all electric start. Press the button and it'll fire.
I wasn't exactly oozing confidence though, and Barry felt I should perhaps start on something smaller.
I think this is for kind of 12-year-olds.
The TTR 125.
Children's bike and then grown-ups bike. No point being cocky, is there? I'm sure I'll be airborne on the big bikes by 4.
We need to get you riding first, so I'll help you pull away.
What?
The throttle, look.
You're just going to send me off?
Oh, you come and sit on the bike. Okay, sit forward. That accelerates and that slows down.
Right.
Okay?
That's my brake.
A couple of key things, just look where you're going.
Right.
Because as soon as the panic or the adrenaline kicks in, you forget to look where you're going.
Right.
If you can look where you're going, they'll negotiate the track, no problem at all. Right. Just sit forward and look where you're going, that's it. Right. Look ahead.
The first learner course is designed to make you feel comfortable with the bike.
Oh! Yes, first gear change. Confident.
Whilst the course seems very slow, the corners are designed to be extremely tight, and once you get the hang of those, the bigger course should be easy. If only I could learn how to stop properly.
Sorry.
I bet Ryan's quaking in his boots.
I think it will be easier on the bigger bike, because it's just so sensitive to your weight, these little ones. I just want to get on that one now.
Here it is, nearly a mile of dirt bike heaven, including the reassuringly titled Dead Man's Hill.
Nice and smooth, the track's well manicured, so it's not a problem.
So don't press the brakes?
No, leave the brakes
What
alone.
happens if I did? When I
Well, you're going down the hill, you'll grab some brake, it'll stop and you'll lose balance. Roll the throttle off. The worst that can happen is you come down a bit too quick. You've got all this area at the bottom of the hill to gather your thoughts together. But if you make a mistake at the top of the hill and grab the front brake, that's it.
That's it?
Your mistake's done and dusted. Okay, that's lesson 3. Come on, then. Weight up the front, focus on where you're going, follow Darren. Go ahead, go.
So now for the real course. Being able to ride the bike smoothly without panicking is the name of the game here. And if some of the big jumps look scary, well, that's because they are. And when it comes to steering, you need to keep looking where you want to go and aim for it. Apparently. But I was soon back up on 2 wheels, if not quite grabbing big air.
All right.
And at least I had control in the corners now. And as for Dead Man's Hill, no problem. A walk in the park.
Well done. A bit of a crash as well.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's good to get them out of the way.
Wicked fun. Dead Man's Hill, not a problem. And I'm ready to graduate now to 250.
The 250cc class is where it's all at. Bigger, heavier, and much more powerful. These are professional racing bikes and certainly not toys. Time then for some last-minute advice.
Don't panic. So it's good to be cautious, but it's sometimes worse to be so timid that you're, scary a little bit. Just
caution is not a flower that grows in my garden. Get those paramedics ready.
So, onto the big bike. Will EPB go OTT?
I'm not racing him. Am I going to be all right on this?
Yeah. Okay, a little bit more horsepower, but as long as you ride it nice and gentle, keep it nice and smooth. Smile.
I was off and running, and no worries getting around that difficult first corner.
Oh.
But so much for keeping up with Ryan. Motocross is becoming increasingly popular around the world, and in places like the US, the top riders are megastars. It's an incredibly physically demanding sport, and after just 10 minutes of riding, you can expect to feel pretty tired. Time then for a Parker Bowles stop.
I'm fine, mate. Sorry.
Have you enjoyed that?
I had a brilliant time, mate. Ryan. How old's Ryan?
9.
Give me £10 if you say I was good. Was I good? Yeah. Ryan.
So it's 2 passes and 2 fails so far for the Honda FRV. This is the decider. Take it out and he's away. How will it do around the ultimate urban assault course? Closed for the purposes of this test, of course. We've banned all pedestrians. 45 seconds is the mark to beat, and so far we've had times ranging from 42 for the X-Type Jag to 46.8 by the Fiat Chroma. It's all about being nippy on the short straights and getting tight lines in the corners. This model packs a very high steering wheel, making it quite tricky to manoeuvre, and Bruno's sliding around on the seat, which isn't helping either. Good grip on the front though, a real asset when it comes to flying around these obstacles. It's going to be tight this. He's slightly down on the split times. Can he make it up on the outside section? Rounding the last corners now, great line again. Bruno's really pushing it. Look at the back wheel coming off the ground there. Round the last corner into the finishing area. Can he do it? No! It's 45.96. The Honda gets a big fat fail, which now means, oh dear, it's failed overall.